Welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia James, and this is part 3 of a healing series. So I have just really been trying to work out how this series is going to work. I am going to follow through with it and finish it because I was directed to, and I am going to be obedient, but I definitely have just been trying to figure it out because I am a control freak, and I just got to find some way to have control. And so I've been letting go, but that's not to say that it has been easy. And so I decided that instead of doing a live for any series that I do, I want to just do recorded content. It just makes it a lot easier. And then keeping our morning prayer and reflection, devotion time on Saturday live. But the healing series, so this is part 3. Why am I doing this series? So for me, I have discovered that I have a thing with being a perfectionist, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing because it brings a certain grind out of a person that I think is admirable, but then it's also perfection leads to secrecy is what I got. And I have to agree that in order to keep up your perfect image, right, you're going to have to keep some stuff to yourself because we know that no one is perfect. And one of those things is my childhood. I don't look like what I've been through, and most of us don't, right? So in our previous videos for the healing series, the first thing that we talked about was just preparation. Preparation as far as the healing process and developing our relationship with God. And then the one after that was the past. I talked a lot about my past. I shared some stories that were very close to me, some things that were pretty traumatic. And in this one, I will be talking about the present. I do have to say, in the video that I did for the past, I mentioned this in my prayer call this morning, is that I was very disobedient. When I got into writing what I needed to write, I had decided that I don't want it to sound like I am teaching. I just want to talk. It's going to be a talk, I didn't want it to sound like I was teaching because of the insecurities that I feel about that as being so new in rebuilding my relationship with God, and so new in really delving in and studying His Word and learning His Word. The audacity, right? That was one of the things I've been talking about, the audacity of you to feel like you can do this. And so I said, well, let me do it my way, and I'll just talk to Him. But God made well known that is not what I asked you to do. And so I was talking about in the morning prayer call on how it made me very emotional because I just feel it's like I'm standing in front of a crowd naked. And I don't understand why He is asking. I do understand, let me not lie. I understand why He is asking me to do this, but it's not easy. It's like I'm developing myself. I'm developing in front of people. And it's been a difficult process, but also a strengthening process, strengthening my mind, spiritually. The growth spiritually has been amazing. But yeah, so the present, I had what I thought this was going to be about, and God always shows up and shows out. So let's start with defining present. Merriam-Webster says it's now existing or in progress, right? I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to talk about my life now. Like, God, look at who I am now. Talk about, I've talked about the past. They know you brought me out of some stuff. I'm just going to talk about how amazing my life is. My children are grown. I have a grandbaby. My husband is amazing. What more can I ask for? And he said, not so fast. That's how He does me. So he wanted me to talk about being present in your life. Being present in your life. So what does it mean to be present in your life in a way that God wants or needs you to be? Right? It means to be focused. It means to be engaged, involved, preoccupied, concentrated, centered, immersed in the now, what is happening now. A lot of times we are so worried about what's next, what's in the future, and we are so mad about the stuff in the past, right? So I've been talking about how I am really leaning into this, right? I gotta verify what I'm talking about and what other people are saying to me, because if I look back, probably one of the biggest things that hindered my growth as a Christian growing up is that a lot of people were talking at me, but I wasn't verifying what they were saying. I didn't know to verify. I didn't know how to verify, right? So what does the Bible say about being present? Matthew 6:34, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And this is in red, y'all. Jesus said it. I'm just saying, don't shake me, shake him. He doesn't need us to worry about the future. He already knows our end. He's already worked it out, right? Jeremiah 29:11, this is becoming one of my faves. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, just in case you was asking who. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. He got it. He don't need you to worry about what's happening over there. Okay? My husband, he's an amazing man. I always like to say, I'm going to talk him up. Okay? I'm going to talk him up. If you got a good one, talk him up. He goes on these walks, and every time he comes back from a walk, I'm just standing there just, I want to know what happened on your walk. What new things did God give you today? What new revelations do you have today? And he has been talking about this GPS concept that he has, right? About how our purpose or destination, like it's like you can put it into a GPS, right? And what's so crazy about it is that it's out of your control, right? You put that destination in, but the difference is it's not like a regular GPS that gives you the steps, right? Well, turn left on this street, turn right on this street. You have no clue how you're going to get there. You know you'll get there, but you have no clue. And just talking through the chaotic feeling of that. And so I was walking one morning and in prayer, and I got a little bit more on top of it. I was really excited, to expand on his thought. But I said, you know what? I get what you were saying. However, the thing is that you're right about we can enter it in, but understand that whatever that destination is, that is only given to us through God and communication with God, right? Which only happens through prayer. So once God reveals purpose, reveals next steps, then it's up to you, because our God is a good God and he gave us free will. It's up to you to decide if you will enter that destination in. And then from there, if you do decide to have faith in somebody who has been more than faithful to you, even when you didn't deserve it, then you do go on a ride where you don't know if you're going left or right, up or down, but it doesn't matter, because again, you have faith and you have trust to where God is leading you into. So there's really no need to be so busy worried about the future. Because the reality is what about the things that you have asked for in the past that are being answered in the now? Not sure if y'all caught that. What about the things that you asked for in the past that are happening in the now? Sometimes we are so focused on what's next, more, that we don't even realize that our prayers are being answered now. So, how can you be more present? How can you live in the now? In my opinion, it starts with thanksgiving. It starts with gratitude for what he's already done and what he is currently doing. I ask you, how much time are you spending in prayer? And I don't want to be I hate to be one of those people. Sorry, my phone went out. I hate to be one of those people, but I know through this journey, the only reason that I have grown so much is because of the amount of time that I have spent in prayer. And I can spend a lot more. But I've had some things going on where I'm in here 3-4 hours. My husband got to drag me up out of here. And through that, creating a relationship with God, and through that, being able to understand when he's communicating with me more, because I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him consistently. So, God has plans for you now in the present. So make sure that you are present so that you don't miss what he's already doing. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. That is it for Healing Series Part 3. Make sure y'all check out the other videos. I appreciate you guys.